Welcome back. The National Youth Council's newest endeavor is a scholarship program. The program will be funded by way of a national telethon. It aims to offer full educational coverage for at least 20 students entering the Sir Arthur Lewis Community College.
The Pledge for a Child program, coordinated by the National Youth Council, aims to provide assistance to St. Lucian students whose access to education has been affected by the COVID-19 pandemic. According to NYC Public Relations Officer Edison Lane, an estimated $150,000 EC will be used to purchase school supplies and cover tuition fees for a cohort of students entering the Sir Arthur Lewis Community College this academic year.
The St. Lucia National Youth Council has ventured into a very specific approach towards helping young people in this time. And this time is uncertain due to the tremendous pressure globally, as well as the economic pressure which every single country has been put under. And for that reason, we have turned to curate an approach which would seek to benefit a wide spread of our population in a way that we think is very important within one of our key structures, our key pillars, which is education. So this project, this upcoming program, is called Pledge for a Child, and it's taking place this month.
On August 15, 2020, the Pledge for a Child telethon will go live from the NTN studios. It will feature performances from local artists and appearances from popular personalities, all in an effort to garner the support of the public and the private sector. Lane says all proceeds from the telethon will contribute directly to the aim of the scholarship program.
We're really looking for our partners within the public and the private sector to assist us. And the main event towards this program would be, or within this program would be our telethon on August 15th. And this would be where we're going to present with a host of artists, local artists, and throughout this time on NTN, we would appreciate full-on sponsorship from our public and private sector partners. And this is in an attempt to assist students and to provide them with the resources that they need, especially in this difficult time.
The NYC is also in deliberation to reinstate the Mario Michel Scholarship as a means of providing further support.
We're actually looking to reinstate the Mario Michel scholarships to the 5 students each year, which would be just as well another initiative to providing full-on educational support and assisting young people where we know that it matters most. You know, this may be the case where the first generation is able to go to further their education, to go to college, to go to tertiary education, and it is a significant step in raising up a family out of the low economic or the low income bracket.
Lane further notes that students are only eligible for the Pledge for a Child program if they do not already benefit from other educational support programs. Jacques Wooding, Hot 7 News.
St. Lucian philanthropist Dr. Venus Cherry, in collaboration with Rise St. Lucia Inc., will be sponsoring students from Gros Islet who successfully completed the common entrance examinations and will be advancing to a secondary school. Genevieve Gonzang tells us more in this report.
Dr. Venus Cherry is well known across St. Lucia as the individual who supplied over 200 laptops to students around the island during the COVID-19 pandemic when students were being instructed from home. He is once again coming to the assistance of students, but this time in his hometown of Gros Islet. He has partnered with Rise St. Lucia, and together they will be supplying students who were successful with the 2020 Common Entrance Examination with their school supplies for their secondary school education. The philanthropist says he is a breathing example of the saying, "It takes a village to raise a child," and therefore, whenever and wherever he can help, he will.
As I said earlier, I am Dr. Venus Cherry by title in terms of my education. That didn't come easy, and that didn't come without lots of help. I was a student that received a scholarship at some point in my life from Court St. Lucia, thanks to Ms. Ditterville, and I've had help throughout my time going to school. When many times I failed, people should have turned their back on me, but they didn't. And as a result, I was able to further my education and able to live a very comfortable life right now. So I understand all too well what it's like as a kid to want to go to school and can't go to school, or at school and don't have break or don't have lunch or don't have bus fare. So I can relate to that. I'm born and raised poor, and my mom struggled as hard as she could to help us and to give us an opportunity. And many people helped me along the way. So for me, I feel like I definitely, with my position now, in my job. I can give out of my pocket.
He says in order to raise all the monies needed to support the students, they will be organizing football matches which are set to begin on August 15th.
I figured we would, as a Groseley district, we can come together and do something fun that we love, which is football, and, use that as a means to raise funds to help those kids. So the charity football match is happening on August 15th at the Darren Semi Grounds from 5 p.m. The very first match is Groseley Veterans versus Vieux Fort Veterans. The second match is between my team, Seaview, and Northern Veterans. And the last match is the big match. It's actually Northern United, the actual Northern United current team, versus Platinum from Vieux Fort, which is Ash Rivals. They both won major tournaments here in St. Lucia, and they've both gone up against each other many times. So we figured, how can we raise funds, yet entertain the people, and use it for a good cause? So that's the whole aim behind that. So Rise, St. Lucia, Dr. Stephen King, Jimmy Fletcher, Dr. Bird, myself, just trying to figure out how.
Cherry says many businesses such as The Cell, Shopbox St. Lucia, Massey Stores and Rasco have come on board to help with the initiative. He says the goal is to provide school supplies to all students in the Groseley area whose families are unable to. Reporting for Hot 7 News, I am Genevieve Gonzague.
Community members in need from around the island will be provided with free protective gear as efforts to combat the COVID-19 pandemic continue. This will be complements a generous donation from the Sandals Foundation to the Ministry of Health. More from Fernell Neptune.
The Ministry of Health and Wellness recently received a donation of reusable masks from the Sandals Foundation to assist community members with maintaining and adhering to the protocols for managing COVID-19. The reusable masks will be made available at various wellness centers around the island and will be distributed to people who have limited or no access to masks. Chief Medical Officer Dr. Sharon Belma George expressed heartfelt gratitude to the Sandals Foundation for the donation and says it will play a significant part in protecting the health of our citizens during this COVID-19 pandemic.
Our teams within the community have been indicating that, especially at the level of community, there's a lack of adherence to the use of face masks. And the foundation has taken up in a very proactive measure, instead of just complaining about it, to provide us with support to reduce this possible problem. So by providing us with 1,500 face masks, we'll now be able to work at the level of the community and to provide face masks to them free of charge because of this donation, and to support and to strengthen the use of masks at the level of the community.
Public Relations Manager of Sandals Grant, Judy de Turville, says the foundation is dedicated to making the health of the community a priority and responding to the situation of COVID-19 in St. Lucia.
Today we're looking at our assistance through, I want to say, community, and the foundation has risen to every occasion, I suppose I want to say, because in times of need, in times of natural disaster, and in this disaster, certainly we want to assist the process as well of helping people to meet and maintain the protocols that will assist in saving lives.
The Sandals Foundation made a donation of 1,500 masks valued at 10,000 EC dollars. Reporting from the Communications Unit of the Ministry of Health and Wellness, I am Fernell Neptune.
And finally, TikTok is threatening legal action against the U.S. after U.S. President Donald Trump ordered firms to stop doing business with the Chinese app within 45 days. The company said it was shocked by the executive order from the U.S. President outlining the ban on TikTok. The president says that the spread in the U.S. of mobile apps developed and owned by Chinese firms threaten the national security, foreign policy, and economy of the United States. TikTok said it would pursue all remedies available to ensure the rule of law is not discarded. The president has already threatened to ban TikTok in the U.S., citing national security concerns, and the company is now in talks to sell its American business to Microsoft. They have until the 15th of September to reach a deadline set by Trump. The Trump administration claims that the Chinese government has access to user information gathered by TikTok, which the company has denied. CNN's Hadas Gold has more.
TikTok said in a statement that it stores all U.S. user data in the United States and backs it up in Singapore and would never share data with the Chinese government. By December, the Pentagon urged military personnel to delete the app from government-issued smartphones, and some branches followed up with outright bans. In June 2020, India went further, completely banning the app in the country, claiming it poses a threat to sovereignty and integrity. But several cybersecurity experts tell CNN that though TikTok's Chinese ownership is worthy of concern, most of its data just wouldn't be that useful for real espionage.
This is mostly a political move, but it is based around a tiny seed of something which could be a real concern. If you are, again, an activist in Hong Kong, if you are a whistleblower on Chinese government corruption, I would not recommend installing TikTok on your phone. If you are a soldier deployed in North Africa or the Middle East by the United States, I would not recommend installing TikTok on your phone. But for your average dancing teenager, probably it's fine.
As the app becomes a diplomatic flashpoint, TikTok's legions of influencers and fans desperately hope this won't be their last dance.
You're watching the Hot 7 TV Nightly News. Sports and weather are coming up after the break.